Good morning. My name is Robin Wilson. Thank you for being here. I didn't expect to see so many of you, so I'm super happy. Sometimes you get the first session of the day, it's not so heavy, or the last one of the week, you're kind of a little effed up there too. We're going to talk about jumpstarting your sales team's social media. I hope that all of you guys have a desire to have a strong social media presence in your dealership or your business if you're a vendor. My name is Robin Wilson. I have been working in the automotive space, social media, since the olden days, 2014. Back when y'all didn't even know, like, why do we need social media? I don't want that thing. I've been doing that since 2014. I co-founded SCP Agency in 2013. We sincerely deal with automotive social media. I'm also the co-founder of Social Grenade, which helps all of your salespeople with their social media. I've been training salespeople since 2014. And I feel for you guys, I do, because I understand the frustration of getting them to do a thing that will help them make more money. It makes you guys crazy, it makes me crazy. So I'm here to try to make it easier for y'all. So let's just jump right in. A little bit of housekeeping is, if you see the lovely blonde girl walking around getting your business cards, if she hasn't gotten one of yours yet, or the lovely brunette, I don't know where that one went, there she is. Give her your business card. I am giving away at the end of this session, if you're still here, a DJI Mini drone, a DJI Neo. They're fantastic. They're easy to run. You don't need a license. You don't have to get certified anywhere, and they're really great to have at your dealership. They're the funnest thing that you'll have. So we're going to do that at the end. Let's dive in. So show of hands, and I want participation here today. How many of you would put that car on your lot for sale? Nobody? Nobody? No as is, buy here, pay here's, whatever? It's missing a wheel. I think it's got a donut on the back. I don't know whose head hit the hood of that, but it's a disaster, right? And none of you would do that, and I know that. Obviously, I was being redundant. But if we look at that social media profile right there, we have salespeople that have no profile photo up there, nothing that says anything about who they are and what they do, and that's about the same thing as what's going on with this car right here. It's unprofessional. And I think that most of the time we're not even looking at, let me ask one more question. When you guys get ready to hire somebody, do you go look at their social media before you hire them? Raise your hand if you do. Great. So do your customers. Your customers are doing the same thing. So if it meant enough for you to do it, it means it for them to do it as well. So you have to keep that stuff all tidied up. So today, we are going to learn everything that we need to get your team moving right direction for social media. The iceberg there on the right side of the screen kind of represents what's going on above line and below line with your social media. And what we see on the surface when we look at your social media team may be, I don't know, low engagement, inconsistent posting. They do it really good for 3 days, then they disappear for the rest of the week, or they just really don't know what they're doing. They have no strategy behind it. So you're not going to believe this, but we're going to math it out later. The average dealer loses about $47,000 annually on every rep that quits doing social media, because the money that they're missing by not self-generating those leads within their social media profiles at a minimum runs about $47,000 a year. So who in here has more than 10 salespeople at your dealership? Raise your hand for me. $470,000. I think that's worth maybe us learning about how we can get them. I don't want them to be influencers. I just want them to be able to market themselves, because, I mean, most of you ladies and guys look like you're obviously grown adults. We all remember that when we used to think about salespeople, we thought about if they could market themselves. We didn't just throw them leads and they just walked in and we did. And let's go back to Glenn Ross. You know what? Coffee is for closers, generate your own leads. We need to get these people bringing more business back to the dealership, and that's what we're going to do. So think about your best salesperson that you have right now. The best guy that you have, that you got, if you want someone taken care of, it's going to Jeff. You know, Jeff's the guy. Get Jeff to handle this guy right here. We want Jeff on that. Everybody has Jeff somewhere in their dealership, and you've spent thousands of dollars training Jeff on the CRM, how to run the CRM, how to put his data in there, how to do the 10 steps to the sale, you know, meet and greet, qualify, land on car, presentation, demonstration, trial, close, all of the things that you've taught, and all of the experts that you've hired over the years to train Jeff. But we just hand Jeff his cell phone and go, hey, dude, go figure out social media. We're not going to give him any guidance, any training whatsoever. We're just going to set him out there in the Wild West and then let him get mad and frustrated and not do a good job at it. Okay, so poor Jeff is figuring it out. He doesn't know what he's doing because he's been a salesperson for 10 years. He's the best there is. But now you've given him a new task because this is the flavor of the decade, is do my salespeople do social media? And you just told him to do it. Your managers aren't doing it, you're not doing it, but by God, you want him to do it. And you have no way to train him because you're not an active user of social either. So there lies the problem. And it's not fair to poor Jeff, is it? Jeff's expected to do something that he has no idea how to do, and we need to fix that poor Jeff. And I don't even know, he wasn't named Jeff this morning when I rehearsed this. I gave him that name today. Anybody in here named Jeff? Raise your hand. There we go, got Jeff back in the back. I should have used Gunner. Gunner's got a way cooler name. Okay, so let's move on real quick and go to the toolbox. This is what you're gonna walk away with today, and I try to get this pretty early so that you'll know what's in there. If you do not have one of those booklets in front of you, you can message me. All my contact info is at the end. I will send you one, but there's also a QR code at the end that has all of the things that I'm gonna give you today that are all ready to be downloaded. Okay, so I don't generally read a PDF, but I'm going to go through these bullet points today because what you're walking away with is a 5-post system that your team starts on Monday. Not someday, Monday. Go back. Don't let this be another session that you sat in and then did not go back and implement. You're also going to get access to scripts that teach them how to turn comments into that next move of, hey, oh, I see that you really love this car that's red. What are you currently driving? It teaches them how to have those conversations on Facebook, not like the BDC, and walk them down that sales funnel. We have a warning signs tracker for you also we're going to give you, and a week 1 action checklist that's ready to go. These tools can transform your team into a lead generating machine if you will start working out the process with them. And I promise you, I'm giving you everything that you need to do it, and it's not hard. If it were hard, you wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it either, okay? Okay, so we have 3 killer problems. That's all. We don't have 100, we have 3. And the first one is strategy, then confidence, and feedback. So strategy, and I've worked with hundreds of dealerships, I promise you. I've trained hundreds of salespeople, and I can tell you that these are absolutely the 3 top ones. If I could fix 3 things, this is what I would fix right here. If you could fix these things, your team is unstoppable. Okay, problem number 1 is strategy. So no clear content strategy. They're literally just, we used to call it poke and hope, right? They're posting something and hope that it hits. Maybe that's what they want to see. Maybe that's the thing that they're going to want to like. They're going to like it. They're going to share. They're going to engage with it. And they're not really even mapping it out, like, why am I posting this? Generally, and you guys, when I get done with this, you're going to raise your hand again. So here's what your salespeople normally do. Here's what you see whenever you tell them to post to social. They post an inventory pic. If they pulled it out of the slot, they're like a top tier salesperson, because most of the time they don't even pull it out of the slot. They stand in front of it, take a picture, post it to social, say something stupid about it in like 5 or 7 words, and that's as good as it gets. The next picture that they post on social media is their happy customers that look like they've been held hostage because they didn't get a picture before they went into F&I, and they just got bumped $120, and they're not that happy, and you're making them smile in front of this car, and they're like, $800 a month, oh my God. That's the other post that you get them see. Or they pull their phone out and they start recording, hey, we'll go with Jeff again. Sorry, Jeff. Hey, this is Jeff down at blah, blah, blah. I've already scrolled. Jeff's telling me what's going on up at the hill, and I could give 2 craps because Jeff didn't tell me why I should be listening to his video for longer than 3 seconds. So raise your hand if that is what's going on at your dealership in some form or fashion. Don't lie. Okay, that's what I see too. So we're going to work through some processes and get a systematic approach to get these guys better, right? So the next problem is confidence. So once again, you're asking them to do something that they haven't been trained to do, and you're asking them to be good at it. Hopefully they're good at it, because I don't care what anybody says. If you make a post and like nobody even looks at it, comments on it, and you like think you did a really good job, and like it fell. Maybe your mom liked it. Maybe. That's it. And so their confidence is like, I'm not posting again. Why am I posting again? Nobody even liked the thing I did post to begin with. So they have no confidence in what they're doing because they're not social media influencers. They are car salespeople. Why are you making me do this? Just let the up bus bring me some more ups. I don't want to talk to people on social media. So instead of focusing on the 5 serious car buyers that would actually be in their comments, they're comparing themselves to the influencer that has 100,000 followers or 500,000 followers. Okay, so right now we are at the first part of February, and this analogy will help you guys a little bit. So everybody has already had their New Year's resolutions and already screwed them all up, right? In or out, like they're either still with them and they're going strong, or 80% of them have already just fizzled away. So my best friend Beverly lives 5 houses down from me, and about 4 days a week we go to the gym. I get up at 5:30, I drive down the street to her driveway, she gets in the car, we go to the gym. January, all of the New Year's resolution people are sitting there, and they don't know what machine to use, they don't know what does that one do, they don't know what they're doing, they have no strategy, they just made a resolution and now they're at the gym. And I'm proud of them for putting their health first. I'm not like going, I hate those people, but they will do this for 17 days. And I say 17 days because I counted it this year. I'm like, we counted the parking lot. I'm like, oop, it's the 15th, they're still going strong, I don't know. The 17th, like the parking lot was empty again, nobody was in there running the machines. And so what happens on stuff like that, if you think about that, if anybody goes to the gym, you know that it's awkward at first, and until you learn what that machine does and what muscle it works, it's a horrible waste of time. You're just clunkily walking around there, and then after a while you're like, I quit because I feel no confidence in what I'm doing here, right? I don't know why after 2 weeks of being in the gym, I don't have big old popping muscles, and why is my rear end still flat? Well, because nobody showed me how to use the glute machine, and I didn't know how to count my reps and track my weight that I was doing, so I failed at that, so I quit. That's what's happening on social media. We're not tracking what they're doing, and we're not teaching them how to do it. And you're like, okay, Robin, but I don't even know how to do it. I understand that. So feedback is the next part. So feedback is that they're not hearing from you whether they're doing a good job or not. And it's because you don't know what to look for. And that's not your fault either, because this has never been your job before as DPs or as GMs or GSMs. It's never been your job to go, now I have to watch what they do on social media. It's never been, like, can't that be the BDM's job? Can't the business development manager do that? Like, they're talking to people all day long. Why do I have to watch it? But you're in charge of whether they fail or whether they succeed. And the things that we show you today will help them to know in 3 simple little metrics whether they're doing well or whether they suck. So we're going to look at some posts here, and I want you guys to hands up if you would post it, hands down if you wouldn't post it. So we're going to start with this first one right here. Let us know where you've had the most fun with your car lately, hashtag Toyota. So raise your hand if you would post it, leave it down if you wouldn't. Okay, good job. I would post it because I think here's what I think about it. So I am actually a Toyota driver. Not like habitually, like I just got my first Toyota. It's a 2014 FJ Cruiser that I bought with 92,000 miles on it last year. So I found the unicorn, if you will, and I love it a lot. Big old knobby tires, it's fantastic. Right now in Joplin, Missouri, which is where I live, we have about 8 inches of snow still on the ground because the temperatures won't warm up to melt this crap off. And at our building, we have a parking lot that has about 110 parking spaces in it. And when our snow guy came, he only cleaned off like the first row. And so I spent a couple of days just spinning out in the snow out there in my FJ Cruiser. And so when this post came up, I was like, that's the fun I've had recently in my vehicle. But what this did was it made me go to a place in my brain and go, where's the last place I had fun in my vehicle? Instead of, don't even think about it, get in it, drive to work, get in it, take the kids to school, get in it, go to the store, get in and do these things, right? Where's the last place that I had fun? So good job, Toyota. They had like 1,200 comments, 2,200 likes, and 30-something shares. So that, to me, is a good post. Post or pass? Raise your hand if you would post it. Leave it down if you wouldn't. Okay? So normally, like a vehicle post would not hit really well for me because they don't generally do a good job with the things that they want to say about it. I'm going to get over here so I can read it better. So this one is 2024 Toyota Tundra Platinum. Guess below how low you think I could get the payment on this bad little toy. It has less than 1,100 miles. Now I'm going to tell you why this one is a winner. Number one, this was one of the first salespeople that I ever trained on social media. He works at a Kia store, so they don't even have Toyotas there. So the fact that they have this is like an anomaly. His name is Joshua Stifler, and he is your American Pie car guy. Stifler, if you guys haven't seen it. He uses that all the time. I'm going to show you how this post worked. One thing that you need to know is that should you make a post and people comment, you should reply to every comment. Facebook doesn't know the difference between 20 people commenting and me replying back to all 20 of them. Facebook sees 40 comments. So always stay with that post. As long as people are commenting, go back in there. Every time it gets to another level of 10, they push it out even further. They push it out even further. So let's look at Josh's post here. The first person, Chris up there, says $1,200 is where you can get my payment. Joshua replied. I was so proud of him that he listened to me. I'm going to tell you something about Josh Stifler. When he made this post, Josh was no longer a salesperson. Josh was the F&I manager. So how low could I get your payment on this bad little toy was appropriate because now Josh was in finance. If any of you guys have a finance manager right now that's creating content, raise your hand for me. I don't expect to see any. That's unusual, but Josh knew the power of social media still because he had learned it from the beginning. Let's look at the next one. And that's gold right there. Those are buyers. Whether they buy this one or not, you know what that tells the management right there at a Kia store? Get some more dang trucks on your lot. We got some buyers sitting in here and you have one truck on your lot. That would be get some more trucks. Okay, this one, post or pass? Raise your hand if you would post it, if you think it's a good job. Okay? Here's how I feel about this one. This is lazy. I think that this guy literally took a picture of the brochure in the dealership and made this post. Instead of even going online and grabbing a good picture of this Sienna, he didn't even do that. And then I'm going to read it exactly how it's written, okay? Don't make fun of me. Facebook, we just had, no, I didn't even cause it. Facebook, we just had a 2025 Toyota Sienna Limited that just became available on our in-transit list. Mind blown, mind blown. These beauties never ever come available. Contact me ASAP for the vehicle that you need. I don't know what this one is. Also, don't forget about the free lifetime and powertrain warranty. Blah. Okay, so what's gone wrong with this, first of all, is visually, nobody's going to stop scrolling. And second of all, he starts talking about the Toyota Sienna Limited that just became available on our in-transit list. And then the next line down, instead of sticking with the Sienna, he goes back to, these beauties never ever come available. Contact me ASAP for the vehicle you need. We're not even sticking with the Sienna here. And then we drop down and throw another bullet point out there, and don't forget we have free lifetime engine and powertrain warranties instead of sticking with. I threw a really horrible prompt into ChatGPT just to see what would come out of it, and literally said, I'm a salesperson at a Toyota store. We have this vehicle coming in, and I would like to make a post about it that hits somebody that's already a Toyota owner, and let's target a younger family and really push the value and the luxury in the Sienna Limited. I mean, it was a horrible prompt. I didn't even tell it, acting as my copywriter, I didn't tell it any of that stuff. And it put out this beautiful post that literally told the story of the chaos that you have in the minivan in the morning and how awesome that would have been. And that's how simple it could have been, but it wasn't. Raise your hand if you would post on this, or keep your hand down if you would pass. Raise your hands high if you would post this. Come on, raise them up, raise them up, raise them up. Good job. This is a good post. This is the correct way to jumpstart a car. And I'm going to tell you that although I know how to jumpstart a car, and my kids know how to jumpstart a car, I don't know that I could count on every generation raising their kids to know how to jumpstart a car. And so this is informative and lets your salespeople be the trusted advisor in the car buying process. It's a good post. How about this one? Raise your hand high if you would post it. Keep it down if you wouldn't. High, 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 high. Okay. I'll tell you why I like this. We call this either engagement bait or clickbait or whatever it is because we're asking them to do something for really no purpose, right? If you just think about this post by itself, it's probably not great, but if you think about it in a two-step formula, what will I post tomorrow behind this? So any Kia dealers in the house? Anybody? Okay, great. So if I were a Kia dealer and I made this post today, all of these people that drop a picture down below, which they're going to do because I did it 3 times this week myself, of stupid photos I dropped down below that meant nothing to anybody. Tomorrow, I would do a selfie inside the new 2027 Kia Tellurides that are all just hitting the lots right now. And I would go, here's my selfie in the new, I probably got the first selfie of anybody in the United States in the new 2027 Kia Telluride. What do you think of this thing right here? Ask me any questions you want to know. And all of the people that played with me on this silly post right here would be in my newsfeed and see that photo within 24 to 36 hours. They're going to get this one. So that one I would say yes, but only if there's a backup post that goes well with it. Okay, so now that we've gone past that fun little exercise, we're going to go with the number one problem, which is strategy. So we talked about random posts equal random results, no consistency equals no trust, and content without purpose fails. So what most people don't understand about social media is not about going viral. It's not about getting 100,000 views on something. It's getting those 5 comments, 6 comments of people that are actually raising their hand and talking to you about their vehicle needs or their vehicle or what's going on in their credit world, whatever it is. That's where the gold lies. It's about constantly showing up, that the people can trust you, that they know that you're going to deliver quality content. Facebook can trust you. Facebook has trust issues. If you post one time today, Tom, and then you don't post for 5 days, your next post is going nowhere. Because Facebook's like, I'm not pushing this out. I don't want all of my people that love Facebook to hate me because I gave them Tom Stuker's info and then Tom never fed him again. It's just like a dog. Feed that dog every day. Okay, so strategy is super important. Think about your favorite restaurant. Okay, why it's your favorite restaurant. Is it because like you go and it's a crapshoot every time what's going to be on the menu? I wonder what they're serving me today. Let's go see. Probably not. Shasta loves to go to Olive Garden because they have the best Alfredo out there for dipping your bread in. I can't even make Alfredo that good. I'm not even going to try it. Olive Garden's Alfredo for the bread is the best ever. That's what I love. She trusts it every time. If I need some Alfredo and some bread, I'm going to Olive Garden. It's consistent. I feel that way about Chick-fil-A. I think that Jesus chicken is the best chicken there is. That's what we call it in the Midwest. And I know that if something's wrong inside my bag, that Chick-fil-A knew better than me what I needed that day because they're smarter than me. But I think that consistency is what's so important. And the reason why people build brands so solidly is because they keep that consistency going. So Chick-fil-A and Olive Garden got some stuff going on. Okay, so here's the building blocks on the starter pack solution. The things that they should be posting is knowledge, behind the scenes, community, inventory, and personal stuff. It's simple. It's like, it's not hard, I promise you. This is what they should be posting. These will work every single time. If they will build a formula around this, it'll work every single time. So knowledge posts would be like informational about the vehicle, maybe maintenance or service stuff. Those are knowledge posts. Anything that the thing is that we've all been in automotive for so long, the stuff that we know in our brains, we forget that other people don't know. We forget, like I tell the story all the time, but I was in my 50s when and I had been in automotive, when I first discovered that there was a mileage number where I should rotate my tires. I thought the service manager just yanking with me all the time. Time to rotate your tires. I'm like, how do you know? Did a little button pop out somewhere? How do you know? I'm like, he's just wanting to get money out of me. How does he know? And then finally someone went, because you are at this mileage number, you should rotate your tires. I'm like, oh. So if I didn't know that, think about the stuff that you guys commonly know every day that the general public doesn't know. We had outsourced BDC. And I learned so much about what people didn't know about automotive by having that BDC. One of our employees thought that gap insurance was a policy that you got so that when you were pregnant and you were out having a baby, you would still get a paycheck. I'm like, get off the phone. Get off the phones right now. Don't talk to another customer right now. And so those things that we all take for granted and that we use that terminology all day long, people don't know what it's about. So those are knowledge posts. Those are very valuable. They help educate people. I mean, doesn't it suck that nobody talks to your customers about gap insurance or any of the stuff that the F&I department sells until they get into the F&I office, and then they feel attacked like this guy's going to try and sell me all this crap and I don't want any of it. If they knew ahead of time. So Shasta is my daughter. Shasta, will I let you buy a car without gap? Absolutely not. I will not let her buy a vehicle without gap. Everybody right now is flipped in their cars. Why should anybody roll off your lot without gap insurance right now? It should be malpractice. But are your salespeople talking about it? Are your managers talking about it when they're doing the meet and greet with the customer at the first time they're coming to the desk? We've got to get that information post out there. So that's why that's the number one block on the starter pack. Behind the scenes. Now, I already pointed out my friend Sean Payne. Sean Payne probably, I don't know that he invented behind the scenes any more than Tom Stuker invented the BDC. However, they both claim it. So if you know them, you know this is the truth. But Sean started doing behind the scenes stuff on TikTok in 2021? Yeah. 2021. And now you see a lot of creators out there doing behind the scenes. They set their phone right there. You got Ben's and Bowties, you watch Doug. A lot of them are doing behind the scenes stuff. I'll tell you why it takes off so good. Because most people don't know what goes on inside of a dealership. I see those trucks going down the road and they have all the new vehicles on them. And I think, how does it go from there to as beautiful it looks like? There's a process of peeling all of that stuff off, right? It's crazy. Peeling the stickers off the stereo, off of every knob that's in there. That's behind the scenes. Or when somebody trades in a pretty decent vehicle, but it's just got Cheerios stuck everywhere and your detail department makes it look amazing, that's behind the scenes. Or whenever one of your service techs pulls out a cabin air filter and it looks like a half a cat stuck in there, that's behind the scenes. Why is their AC not blowing cold? Because it's full of cat hair. These are things that they can show on the behind the scenes that will help get them some more engagement and let people know what's going on at the dealership. The next one is community. Okay, so community can be a lot of things. Community can be, you can be the local expert, your salespeople can be the local expert, I'll use my city, in Joplin, Missouri. Where's the best coffee in Joplin, Missouri? And at that coffee place, what's your favorite coffee that you get there? And I know it seems silly, but becoming part of your community helps them sell more cars. Their trust level goes up and the walls come down. Where is the best place on Tuesday to go get tacos? Where do you go to get your hair cut? Those things, being part of the community and tagging those other businesses when they make posts, lets the community want to do business with them as well. Community also means charity. So if you are a dealership that gives back a lot, please post it on social media. And I know there's two thoughts on this. One is we should do good for good's sake, right? And you should do good for good's sake. However, if you will share the good that you do for good's sake, two things happen. One, that charity or that place that you are doing good for needs the exposure. They need other people to know that there is a need in your community for other people to either volunteer or to donate. So they need that. They ask you to do that so that they can get some exposure. And then when you go, no, I'm doing good for good's sake. No, let it be out there. And second of all, it also lets your community know, because think about the times whenever we've all wanted to do something, we feel like giving back and we just don't know how. If your Kia store, sir, decides that they're going to cook food for the homeless shelter on this day of the week, I know, is there an opportunity that I can plug in with you guys and come help cook breakfast on that morning? How can I help too? And then it lets all of our people who are watching us decide to be part of that community as well. So don't hide it. Don't do the whole thing of I just want to be good for good's sake. I mean, I want you to be good because you're a good person too. Don't do it because you want for marketing, but please share it so that the charity gets the help and that the community gets to see where else they can plug in at. Inventory. And although you guys have a website that's beautiful, there's so many website providers here at this conference that are doing such good work. However, how about unique inventory? Is anybody in here got a 26 model or something that's coming out? You guys come out with a new color this year. I know Toyota came out with that blazing blue truck. That's amazing. Anybody got any new colors in their inventory this year? Raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand. No, the one Toyota guy better raise his hand. New interior colors, like whenever Kia came out with that red interior on their K5s, that was beautiful. That is strategic inventory images. Those are things that are changed that weren't the same last year. So use your inventory images for strategic stuff. If there's some new technology that wasn't there before, then that's a good strategy to do. And then personal. So personal comes down to hobbies. Your salespeople should be talking about what they do when they're not at work. Do they fish? Do they hunt? Are they a coach at Little League? I think Gunnar is telling me he coaches. And so that should make it to Gunnar's social media that he coaches, because people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. How do they know if they know, like, and trust you? If all they know is you sell cars. They need to know who you are. Pets. 75% of the people driving up and down any road in America have some sort of pet at home. And think about this. If car guys, I'm going to leave the women out of it because you guys come with a level of trust that the guys don't get. You guys get the built-in, oh my gosh, she's not a jerk. But the sales guys, you guys are keeping reputations from 30 years ago. Probably Tom Stuker helped build the horrible reputation that you have today. He's absolutely been in the business long enough that he knows that this was a well-earned title, that you guys were shady. But let me tell you something. The red-headed guy with the shirt on right there, what's your name? Blake. Blake has a big golden retriever at home, and Blake posts a picture of him and his golden retriever. I'm like, oh, look at that big old sweetie. Blake can't be a jerk. He's got a big old dog. And my feelings about Blake have changed now because I know Blake is a dog lover, and that dog doesn't look like he's abused. It looks like he's happily loved. And now my walls have come down and my trust has gone up. Binge watching. Everyone likes to binge watch something. Everybody shout out what you're binge watching right now. What is it? Anybody else?
Landman.
Oh,
Easy answer.
that's the best one. Yeah. So everybody's binge watching something. Share it.
Mayor of Kingston.
What is it?
Mayor of Kingston.
Oh, I haven't watched that one yet. I like him though. I like Jeremy Renner.
He's solid.
And then weird facts about you, like your salespeople should be sharing some weird facts about them because everybody's weird. There's nobody that's not weird on the planet. Shasta, I'm going to go back to her for a minute. Shasta likes to make random sounds out of the blue, nowhere. You're walking through the office and that all of a sudden there's a pterodactyl in her office, like, ah! Like she does this crap. It's like, why does she do that? Or like if she hears a sound, beep, 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 like it just gets repeated. So there's weird facts. Those are personal things that I know you're like, what does that make my people professional salespeople? No, it just makes them human. So if you have something like that, fantastic, share it. Okay. So these 5 post types rotated daily: Monday knowledge, Tuesday behind the scenes, Wednesday community, Thursday inventory, Friday personal, Saturday leave it for what's going on at the dealership. These will work for your team, I promise. It's simple, and I promise you, your team needs simple. They don't need one more complicated thing, one more CRM that they can't figure out how to get where they need or get what they need out of it. They need simple. Problem number 2 is the confidence crisis. So the salesperson prepares the perfect post. That's hard to say. Gets no traction under it. Doesn't do any good. And he's just like, kills him a little inside. I don't know. I'm not going to post again. I don't know what to post. I'm not good at this. I suck. And if this is your policy that at your dealership that they should or are supposed to make so many posts per month, per week, or for whatever, and if he feels, okay. I'm going to ask this question. Everybody in here, did everybody in here sell cars at one point? Raise your hand if you did. Sell. Okay, do you remember your first car sell? Do you remember how awkward you felt? Remember the like, oh, you're not that old, stop it. You remember that whole, am I saying the right thing? Am I promising them something I'm not supposed to? Did I do it in order? I don't know how to do a foursquare because somebody helped me with this. All of the insecurity that you had in selling that first car, and you knew you were probably screwing it up, and hopefully somebody will come and save me and help me with this, right? So you have 10 and 20-year veterans that work at your dealership now, and if you've implemented a social media posting policy, they feel like that. They feel like that first time you sold a car. They feel like, I don't know what I'm doing, I suck, oh my gosh. It's going to be horrible, did I say the right thing? Is the dealership going to be mad at me? They have that feeling, and it's only because they haven't had enough reps under their belt. They haven't had enough guidance under their belt to get them to that point. So the confidence crisis is a big thing for them. And you will see if you have a social media posting policy that's tied to their pay plan and you haven't trained them, they're going to quit posting to social, and then they're going to quit your dealership and go to another one that doesn't have a policy because they're not going to be expected to do something that they don't know how to do. Does that make sense? Also, comparing themselves to influencers that have 100,000 followers. I'm going to tell you a secret. Likes will not pay your bills. Even on your guys' business pages right now that you have, if you're chasing those vanity metrics and you're like, my social media team needs to get us to 15,000 followers. Seriously, it's stupid. Vanity metrics will not pay your bills. Followers don't buy cars. We all know that all starts with a conversation. And social media, think about the word social, is there to start conversations. How do they start those conversations so that they can start walking those people down the funnel online and get them into your store? Also, we call social media the virtual test drive. And I say this for a reason, because a lot of the times the people are not making it into your store until they've consumed a bunch of content that's already been put out. Like they've consumed enough stuff about you and they're interacting with you, but they may like a post, they may share a post and you don't know it, they may screenshot it and send it to a friend and you don't even know that they've done anything. So think about, how do you walk them down feeling like they're getting ready to own a vehicle before they're even at the store? You know, here in this 2027, I'm going to stick with the Kia Telluride because I'm just so shocked that a whole OEM missed a whole year. They didn't even make any 2026s. We went straight to 2027. It still just blows my mind. In the 2027 Kia Telluride, you're going to be the first one to ever own one because nobody else on earth has a 2027 but Kia. Here is where the button is for the heated steering wheel, and it's in the middle of January right now. And for all of you that, even you in the South states right now, you're feeling the cold and you probably wish you had a heated steering wheel, even though they probably don't come down to Florida. Here's where the button is. Do you want to know how many times I've gotten a rental car looking for that button? Where's the button for the steering wheel? Where is it? Here's where it is. And so you get people familiar with what's going on inside the car before they get there. Here's the new rowdy red interior that they have right here. And you could even make a video. And if you know right here, if you knew how warm that seat was right now that I'm feeling right now, you're taking them on a virtual test drive before they ever get to your store. Important stuff. Heated seats, backup camera. Imagine driving to work January and your steering wheel is warm and your seat is warm and your kids in the back seat are warm, everything's warm. Give them that imagination that they're doing that already. We're going to go back to post or pass. So this one right here, this is actually kind of interesting. This one right here, I'm going to read the caption to you if you're in the back and you can't read it. So it says, I'm curious, why do dealerships offer you one amount if you trade your car or a completely different amount if they buy it? Isn't the car worth what it's worth? Why is there a difference? I pay fair market value either way. Come see me and let's chat about your best option, what your best option is, selling versus trading. I mean, so it's contrarian, right? He's bucking the system, even though he works at a dealership that probably does this. But I'll tell you what he did that was smart about this. This post right here did not go on a Facebook newsfeed. It went into a Facebook group, a buy, sell, trade in your local area. If you guys buy cars, if you have an acquisition department, this is where they're buying and selling stuff, is in those groups. So if you have an acquisition post, should be in a buy, sell, trade group. And the contrarian part that says, hey, because we all know that's the truth, right? They'll offer you one thing if they're buying it from you and something else if you trade it. We all know that that happens within this room. Is everybody, you don't even have to nod. I know it happens. I work there too. So being contrarian is a good idea, and then knowing where to post. That one right there. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one. Would we post it or would we pass? I want you guys, you smiling. You like this post? I love this post. I think it's pop culture, right? So we have Homer Simpson up there. It's just a fun little slow down thing. And what does it say? How to be happy. Buy a car from Marina. Marina lives in Casa Grande, Arizona. Population hardly anything, in the middle of the reservations out in Arizona. And there's not a big puddle of people to draw from. And this was witty. And I loved witty because we all go to social media, not to be sold, but to be entertained. Now this one right here is another one of the knowledge posts right here. And I'm going to tell you that until I made this slide deck, I didn't know this. I didn't know that a loose or cracked gas cap can let fuel evaporate faster in high heat, costing you mileage and triggering warning lights. So that would be a knowledge post, which I like. This one right here is a community post. This is, I don't know if you guys know Richard Herod. He used to be White Bear Mitsubishi, and now he has he had a community event that he was going to, posted that. It's a good post. Now I'm conflicted on this one, so post or pass? Raise your hands, post. Raise your hands if you would post this. I'll tell you why I'm conflicted. Although the image is scroll stopping, and I love this, and this actually comes out of my Social Grenade app, the caption here has never been edited, and they didn't do anything to add any call to action. So compact sedan with premium design aspirations, K4 delivers sophisticated styling and modern technology at accessible pricing. Reply yes or yes for smart luxury. No salesperson contact information. No, hey, if you have a kid in college, this is probably the vehicle you should have posted or you should have bought. Really didn't do a lot of more work other than grabbing a post that I made for them and posting it. Okay, this one right here, I don't know why. If I wish I'd saw this earlier, I would have bought this car. 2016, this is all the facts, just the facts, ma'am. I feel like it's like a detective show, just the facts. 2016 Hyundai Elantra, only 64,000 miles, super clean, fuel efficient, and ready to drive. $250 payment. like 4 exclamation points, with approved credit. Now, first of all, this would have been a perfect post had he got the caption right. I want to know who loved this car so well that they only put that many miles on it for that time period. Like they took such good care of it. And this is a great car for who? You got a high school kid that's getting ready to have his first car, can't afford a big payment, that's a great one. You got a kid going off to college, this is a great one. You need a daily commuter, this is a great. So walk them down the path with your words instead of, here's a bag full of peanuts, they're $1.99. You don't even know if I have a peanut allergy. Tell me a story about this, and then I will love it. Like this came from an elderly lady who literally never left the Joplin area, and it hasn't hardly even have highway miles on it. It's a great vehicle. Think about it for your high school kid or for your college student. Now this one, at first I looked at it a couple times going, I don't get this, but it falls into personal, right? So 30 years ago, my senior year at St. Paul Central High School, and I shared a row with the late Senator Paul Wellstone. And so it just really reveals something about him, and so I'm okay with this one. Okay, the feedback loop. Now this part right here is gonna sting a little bit because this is on you guys, okay? Because you want your team to do a thing, and I'm running out of time really quick, so I gotta get there fast because we wanna give away that drone. Is anybody not giving Shasta their business card yet? Raise your hand and make her come and get it right now. Okay, so this is where we don't wanna be driving blind, okay? And we have a checkpoint. I want to go to it like this. Think about this as your warning lights on your vehicle and how you're going to measure what they do for you, right? So we want them to post consistently. So you're going to check in on them, and there's if you scan the QR code, there's one at the end. I'll get it up here so you guys can get it too. You have the tracker to keep track of this for your employees. So let's say you set down every Monday, and you have a talk with you look at your salespeople and go, how many posts did you make last week? You're going to check their posting frequency. Is it consistent or is it dropping off? If it's dropping off, they have 3 days with no post, yellow warning light. That warning light is going off on their engine right now. There's a yellow warning light because we all know if we don't hit the gym for 3 days, we probably aren't going back. If we go back in, we're having to jump back in there again. Okay? Engagement rate. Are people engaging with them? That's what we're going to measure. If people are engaging with them, how many people are actually starting conversations with them? If they are not, if the engagement drops, something that they're posting is not connecting, red light. That's a red warning light for them. Okay. Response time. We want to respond quickly to them. We don't want to leave them hanging. If it's more than 2 hours that they are not responding back to their customers, yellow warning light is going off for them. And then content variety. If you see your team varying from those content blocks and they go back to just posting inventory again or just happy customers again, it's time to go back through them and retrain them back into the 5 blocks that they should be posting to. Red light if they're posting only inventory. And then follow up. When you look at their social and you see somebody has commented that they would pay $1,200, they think the payment would be $1,200 for that truck. If Josh hadn't replied back to them, you'd be like, dude, why didn't you follow up with this guy? He said he'd pay $1,200 a month for that truck, and I know I can get it done for $1,100. Those are red lights for them, okay? So what matters is those numbers right there. Their posting frequency, their engagement rate, their response time, their content variety, and their follow-up. Not their numbers, not how many views they got, not how many likes and shares they got, but are they following these right here to start off the basics? I mean, you don't want them to be influencers, I promise you, because once you do, they quit the dealership like Goat did. They don't go back selling cars anymore. Now they're just TikTok influencers that goof off online all day long. You just want them to get those cars. You do. He knows he does. You want them to get that 1 to 2 cars per month. So the one thing that's going to be really good for you guys measurement-wise is going to be, so after 60 days of consistent effort, you're going to see that they're going to start having 1 to 2 customer showroom visits strictly from their social media. Once you get past that 90-day mark, when we've gone from an effort to momentum to now results at 90 days, you're going to start seeing that that's being a consistent, like they're consistently driving 3 sales per month through their social media easily because they've got a formula in there. On the last page of your booklet, if you have one, and I'll scan to it if you don't, hang on, boom, boom, boom. So we have 30 days, audit their current team profiles. That's what you're going to do in the first 30 days. You don't have to implement all of this at once. You're going to implement the starter pack rotation for them and set up the check engine monitoring. After that, day 60, you're going to launch the virtual test drive training, establish weekly coaching results with them, and then track their first successes. At 90 days, you're going to look at, you have data now. You have data to measure, and you're going to go, this worked for you, and this didn't work for you. Do more of this and do less than that. So let's see if I get to that QR code. There it is, right there. Nope. I may not have it on the slide deck. Somebody else share this QR code with these people real quick, or come, Shasta, grab one of those books and stand by the door so they can scan it on the way out. Just grab anybody's. Grab Gunner's. Gunner will give you his. Gunner, raise your hand. Let her have yours. I'll give it back to you, I promise. And Shasta will let you scan that QR code so that you guys can get all of this packed for yourselves. I will be available. Any questions that you have whatsoever, I am a minute over. But do we have business cards? Is this all of them? Oh my gosh, I hope you stayed around. Because if you're not here, you don't get it. Okay, are we ready? Everybody ready? Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to pick. What if I cheat? Come up here.
I'll pick.
Okay. I'm squishing them around together. I'm squishing them around.
Do you have more books?
Huh? They're all out. Come on.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes, who is it? Come on.
All right.
Don't leave.
I'm not looking.
Who is it?
You answer.
Okay. The winner is Travis Castle. Where you at, Travis? Travis. Don't clap, because if he ain't here, you don't get it. Are you here, Travis?
Back there.
Yes, good job, Travis. Okay, guys, if you need me, I'm here all week. If you have any questions, it seems a little heady. Apologize for that, but go start it.